Welcome to my mega project based on the backroom. This is a huge project I started all the way back in 2023, as I really love the concept of the backrooms and no clipping into it, exploring all these like really crazy and weird things. But I thought, why not bring it to theme park Tycoon 2? And why not build one of the best coasters I've ever built? Now you'll see here that there is a whole lot of stuff done. Like a lot. And that's because, like I said, I started this back in 2023. I didn't really do a load of streams on it until like the early 2024, and then I just stopped. I haven't worked on it since. And you know what? I feel like revisiting this, doing a whole bunch of streams, building this up, and hopefully finishing this with the goal of it being an unforgettable experience, an experience like no other coaster. So this is going to be like an intro video, so if you watch those streams, you actually have some sort of an idea of what's going on. I'm going to go through this entire ride, explain what's this, explain what's that, go through everything, and first of all, I've got a haircut, that's why I look weird, so do not spam bald me in the comments. I'm not bald, I've got hair, alright? I know you were going to do it. You probably have, haven't you? You would probably have, right? Yeah. I would like a nice haircut fire emoji in the comments. Yes, please. Anyway, at the start of the park, you'll see the teleporters. You'll see this, which is for anyone passing by to come over and look. These are all the planned levels. These are the levels that I really want to have in the park. And these are ones just to note down, maybe if I can sneak it here or there. No, I can. Well, first of all, if you don't know what the backrooms are, the best way I can describe it is this horror creepy pasta thing. A whole bunch of games have been built around it, but it first got like really popular by this YouTuber called Pixels, who made a whole bunch of these really sick and in-depth lore heavy like found footage videos. And actually at the time of recording, he's got one coming out tonight. I absolutely fell in love with those. That's what inspired me to make this. So it's partially inspired by Pixels' series, but also a bit of my own, a bit of like what I know about the backroom. Now the lore for my ride, I haven't developed the full lore, but the idea that I'm basing it off of at the moment is you are employees of Async. I'm gonna try and find a name that isn't Async, because Async is, you know, Pixels' thing, but you get the gist. It's like a scientific research facility who's researching on the backrooms, and you're trying to find a crew reported missing. So there's a crew in the backrooms, they're missing, and we're gonna go and find them. But soon you and your crew are reported missing as well. So we get lost in the backrooms, getting hunted down by these weird creatures, which we'll get into in a bit. So let's just start off with the entrance. The full ride POV without me yapping through it will be at the very end of the video. Here is the entrance. Now you'll start in this elevator, and great. But you'll notice there that the doors actually work. I want this to be a really highly detailed. There's a whole bunch of like little like hidden details that you wouldn't really notice. A lot of people just walk through this. Is just by using images and the proximity sensor up there. It opens up, got a little yellow carpet to hint at the backrooms, but this is as if you are like, you know, first day on the shift, you just entered the building, you're going up to the third floor, you have this like really highly scientific area, a bunch of vents on the floor, it's really clinically clean. But this is the queue line because it is a roller coaster. You got that back there, which is just supposed to be like an abandoned sort of area of the science, you know, place, and it's there just so this doesn't feel like just a box, and instead actually feels like a scientific facility. So that corridor helps a lot. We've got some authorized personnel only. We are authorized personnel. Then you go into this room, which is Zero Space, which is the terrible name I came up with instead of Async. But this is like where you go to put on your backroom suit, because you can't enter the backrooms because the air is toxic. After you've done that, you can actually press the button to open these doors. You have some more like researchers, and you press this button, it opens that door. Now we're in to the main part, the station. We've got a map of the backrooms over here. We have some more like researcher chairs over here. We've got like the gas mask, we've got like chemical flask, we've got like a whole bunch of files. Yeah, I guess this could be like the head researcher. If I did have to say how far this has been completed, I would probably say 20%, if that. We are nowhere near done. And when we are, actually, I've got this really cool idea. I've been wanting to do this since the start, since back in 2023. I want the full POV of this video when it's finished to have voice acting, to have built up lore, to have visual effects, sound effects, a whole bunch of stuff to make it so cinematic and epic. Really gonna be like nothing I've ever done before. But there we go, we had the little computer. I'll detail that up in a bit. But this is where you hop onto the ride. So let's start it up. So there's a lot to talk about. I would actually hop on the ride. As you can see there, it's just going. But there's so much to talk about that I would not be able to do anything justice enough just by riding the ride. First of all, as you see here, the ride actually has I think it's like a drop track elevator thing with these smoke detectors. These are like not detectors, what's it called? Emitters. These are supposed to be look like pipes, just to give it some sort of like an effect as it goes down, just to make it like give it a sense of movement and whatnot. So you'll drop down here and you'll go into this room. I don't really know what this room's called. I guess I can just call it the chamber or whatever. We've got a whole bunch of pipes on the walls, ceiling. Now the lighting in this game's so weird, and this is like so flat. I haven't touched this, by the way. I haven't touched this room in like a year basically, so there's a lot I can still do. I really want to make this not look as flat. I think texturing this wall by using like sandstone or just something of that effect can make a huge difference. Yeah, yeah, I'll leave that for like that for now. The main door itself, this is the gateway. If you couldn't tell, this is fully inspired. This room is fully inspired by Kane Pixels' series. I absolutely love them trying to test and actually try and open up the gateway door to the back room. So once the coaster gets here, there's a whole bunch of like TNT going off behind the scenes, make it look like explosions, because in the actual video, the whole place was falling apart. But in-game, there's some explosions. These like lights turn red as like flashing alarms, and then this fades away to show the bright, blinding yellow of the back room. So let's just head into it. Now, this is probably my favorite level so far, especially since the new update. I'm playing in version 517, as you can see down there. And like the last update, they added these new textures. You have carpet and plaster, I think this is, right? Yeah, plaster, which are the two main textures I'm using for the back rooms. You can actually see it all the way over here. This is what it used to look like back in 2023, alright? I was using wood for the walls, and I was using asphalt for the carpet. Now, it doesn't look bad, don't get me wrong, but there's something missing. And you can see right here, first of all, the carpet doesn't look that great. The asphalt, disgusting. The carpet, it just looks so cool. And then the walls of the wood are like just missing like the dampness, but the plaster gives it that like damp effect. You can see like there's darker bits, there's lighter bits, just enough to make it look like damp. Because if you don't know, I think the backrooms is described to be like this really bright, blinding, you know, nauseating, damp environment that you just don't want to be in, especially with the sound of just like the 24/7. It's supposed to drive you mad. So this entire area will now look like this, which I just think's way better. Now, you might be wondering, what the freak is this? This is the red tape. If you remember back to just a few minutes ago, the lore of this is that you are following a crew who is reported missing. They were carrying red tape, so you gotta follow that. Now, in the actual POV, you might be thinking this is very boring. Don't forget that this is an experience, not really a realistic coaster that you would expect in real life. This is an experience. There are some high action sequences, like I guess if you want to call them that, later on in the POV and to come that I haven't even built yet. But anyway, follow the red tape all the way to here. This is another thing taken from Kane Pixels' series. They had this scene in the found footage video, where there's a whole bunch of text from people who have previously been here. Let me know if you can decode some. I mean, it's not really decoding, it's just reversing the text. But yeah, this is just like a little like messages people have left for other people who have fallen into the back rooms. But then in the POV, you'll turn and you'll see the backrooms entity. We need to give this guy a name, guys. Comment down below a name for this guy. Now, I did give him an eye. Originally, he didn't have an eye, but I gave him an eye because you were just staring at a black blob, if not. So I thought, you know, let's just whack an eye. It might look like Seek. That was sort of the inspiration behind, you know, adding the eye. I really wanted it to make at least a bit more intimidating than just a black, you know, silhouette. When you see him, you'll see the coaster wall. Actually, no clip. That's what it'll be in the POV. But, you know, in this case, it's just phasing through the floor. And you will see that there are these sections of black panes. Now, these are the transition points between levels. You have level 0, and I think this is level... I forgot what this is. Is this 94? I don't know. This is level houses, which I call it. We'll get onto this in a second. But this is the transition point, which will make it easier for me to edit. And also, so it seems seamless in the POV. So all you'll see is that when you're riding it, and then you'll just sort of blast off into here. It'll look like you're falling out the sky. And now this part, as you can probably tell, this part was built by Tycoon. Now, Tycoon is an insane coaster builder, way better than me. And when I say this part, I mean the coaster layout. I built all the decorations here. Tycoon just built the coaster layout, and then he dipped. He hasn't joined on since. We've got the iconic houses from the level. They look like they have no detail to them, but I did want them to be like accurate to the actual level. Well, I don't know. Do you guys think I should add some detail to these houses? I do agree that they do look a bit bland. The back is where it gets interesting, but you don't usually see the back. I'm not sure what I could add because the actual reference images, they all just look like this. But yeah, anyway, you fall out of the sky. You fall out of the sky. You come out of the ground, actually. But it looks like you fall out of the sky. There's a whole bunch of inversions going on. I really want to detail this up and add like some more 3D grass. Make it actually look a bit better. And then I just added this today, but you'll come to here, which is I'm just going to call this the Seek guy, but the Seek guy, you know, the backrooms entity emerges out the ground. I'm going to build a hand. The hand's going to like be like, grrr, just to make it be a bit more interesting rather than just going through a hilly area. There'll be, once again, voice acting, sound effects, music, all of that stuff. You go through here. And also, I really don't like the lighting engine in this game. I have no idea what to do. It does feel like you're in a box because you can actually see the edges. There's nothing I can really do, which is really a shame. But anyway, you're inversioning, you're running away from the Seek creature, and you go through one of the doors, which brings you back to level 0. You saw another transition right there. Brings you onto this really cool room once again, inspired by the Kane Pixels series. You're running away from the Seek. You see this arrow, you go that way. You slow down a bit after you realize you've lost the figure creature. See? And then you go over to here where you found a hole in the floor. You decide to jump down, which brings you on to the next level. Now, this is intentionally dark. This isn't supposed to be dark. The lighting sucks in this game. This is supposed to be like this lighting, you know? However, this is supposed to be dark. This is what I like to call level epoxy. Once again, inspired by the Cane Pixel series. This is level 0, but if like marble and concrete and grey. We got a panel knocked down with a pipe popping out. Still very bland. All of this is like a work in progress. Everything you've seen so far, work in progress. Like, you'll go over here, you're exploring, you're like, oh, I don't like the look of this. You will actually sound like you're on the radio and whatnot in the POV. It's gonna be sick. And then you go through this door, which is gonna, like, I think will have like a fire exit. You go through this door, and then there is a massive, an absolute massive level transition. Because I needed this level to be high up. If I didn't have this level to be high up, we would have hit the ground border so fast. So I just raised this up really high. And you'll come over to here, whereas here, you'll exit out this door. There's a whole bunch of boosters here. You do a whole bunch of inversions. This is the classic, like, hotel room. All, like, the windows will be added in later on. But you'll be going through the windows, coming in, coming out. And actually, this part of the coaster, I don't think it's bad, but it is probably bad. I'm not great at building coasters, but this was my first time trying to actually do proper inversions with the multi-launch coaster. So you'll have to let me know how I did. I probably did pretty bad, but yeah. I quite like it. It's nice. It's semi-smooth. At the moment, I just need to update all the... Oh my, this is a lot of textures. Just need to update all the textures, add in a whole bunch of details in basically all the levels. Everywhere you look, there's something to look at, sort of thing. But I am worrying about the MB. At the moment, the MB is sitting at a lovely 1.25, which actually isn't that bad, considering how many primitives I've... Oh my days, that is blinding. Like, considering how many primitives I've actually used, not too bad. But I do have, like, some plans, like parts that you can't see. They're just not gonna have any details, like, you don't see that, but just in case they're there. And like this wall, you're never gonna see this wall, so I think what I'm gonna do is actually just delete all of, like, these tiny primitives, just to lower down the MB. I've slowly made progress on this. I've got, like, this wall is gone, this wall's gone, this wall's gone. Parts that you just don't see, they'll be gone. But yeah, I'm really hyped for this project. Let me know what you thought of this down in the comments down below. I really love this. This has to be one of the best things I've ever built in this game. And now with the new textures, the new primitives, this is gonna take it to the next level. And I definitely can't wait to start building these. And yeah, if you've made it this far into the video, why not subscribe? I'd really appreciate it. Like I said, I plan on doing a whole bunch of, like, live streams building up this part. So if you want to not miss any of those, then subscribing is the best way to do that. I'm trying to overtake Cozy. Come on. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, see you. Don't stop. Stop. In your eyes
loving